In most cases, it does require an employer to undertake the sponsorship, except in a very few cases, such as a national interest waiver, where someone of national or international renown can file on his or her own. In most cases, it would require an employer to sponsor. I would say in the vast majority of cases, the individual is already working for that employer, so the employer is willing to undertake sponsorship for permanent residence, but not in all cases. An employer can also sponsor an individual who is not currently working there. The thing to keep in mind with regard to sponsorship for permanent residence is that in most cases it's going to require the employer to test the labor market and to be able to show the Department of Labor that there are no qualified, willing, and able U.S. citizens for the job. And as such, the employer is required to advertise in a series of media, including newspapers, websites, etc. And before the employer can file an application online with the Department of Labor. The application is filed electronically, but the Department of Labor can choose to audit the file should it so choose. So it's very important that all of the recruitment documentation be a part of that audit file in case the Department of Labor chooses to audit any particular file. In certain cases, it's not necessary for an employer to undertake recruitment. And as I mentioned earlier, a national interest waiver where an individual can file on his or her own without the necessity of a job offer. That would be an example. Or, for example, I work with quite a number of professors at various universities in South Carolina and elsewhere. And if that individual qualifies as an outstanding professor or researcher, then the employer, university, can file a petition with immigration without the necessity of first obtaining a labor certification approval from the Department of Labor. And there are also cases involving certain extraordinary beneficiaries, those who have risen to the very top of their occupation or profession, world renowned, for example. And we also represent a number of those individuals as well. That does not require a job offer, and the individual can file on his or her own in that case as well.